All right, guys. I'm super excited because Erin Booker is tonight's guest speaker on Team Ignite's call. And in case you missed it in the big, bold letters, she's really amazing. And she has a really incredible story. And Kimberly and I are both hoping that she's going to start out with that and then share some awesome social media tips with you guys. So, Erin, without further ado, I'm going to let you take it away, my dear.
Awesome. Well, hi, everybody, and thanks for having me. I'm not really that amazing, but I appreciate the love from my Team Ignite peeps. Someone went flying down the steps. That cannot be good. So I will certainly share. Kimberly has already posted it online that she hoped I would, and I discreetly ignored the comment. Let me start with this. I've been a coach for not quite a year and a half, but almost a year and a half, and totally have fallen on my face, have failed over and over and over and over again. I am a diamond. I'm going to be really honest. I'm a ruby. So I hit diamond because I had this really awesome prize I could win. No joke. I swear to God. I get to have something. Crystal! I get to have this really awesome lunch with man. So I wanted that, so I fought really hard for diamond. I can find it echoing. I can fix it. So I have been big my entire adult life. The honest answer. I started to get heavier when I was an adolescent. I played soccer. I was a really competitive soccer player. I got hurt in 8th grade when I was playing soccer, and I wasn't allowed to play anymore. I've never been able to play again, honestly. Not the way I used to play. So for me, that was a really big, it was like a death for me. And that sounds crazy, but it really was. That was my whole life. I played all year round. I was playing varsity in 8th grade. It was huge for me. This was how I was going to pay for college. This was my whole plan. And then I couldn't play anymore. And things at home were crappy. We all have whatever history and stories we have. And I have certainly been through a lot of stuff. There's kids in the room, so I'll keep it a little bit PG for the little munchkins. But I ended up taking a really bad path, got really depressed, met some boy that was really bad for me, but he made me feel really excited and things were pretty awesome. And I was 15, so that was cool. And things just kind of spiraled pretty out of control for me. Drug addiction, teen pregnancy. I ended up in a situation when, I got clean. Thank God for that. And I've been clean for a really, really long time. Thanks for the fist pump, Lane. But after I got clean, consequences of those worlds don't go away. So unfortunately, Kimberly, this is all because I love you, just so you know. I had a son, and when he was 3.5, my son was killed in a retaliation for some stuff in that land. And I gained almost 200 pounds in a year after I lost him. And I just literally was imprisoned in my world. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I went to work every day. I did, love you. I did what I was supposed to do. I went to graduate school. I got a degree in therapy because I wanted to help other people not ever go through what I had been through. So I wanted to go into therapy. But I just kept eating. So I gave up another addiction, and then I just ate myself. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. My computer's trying to update. No. So sorry, guys. I just don't want it to do that. It'll kick me off. So anyway, um, I ended up at 522 pounds at my highest weight. So when I say that I was imprisoned in my body, I was legitimately imprisoned in my body. And that doesn't mean that anyone else might not completely understand what that feels like. But, you know, we have talked, some of these ladies that you guys are so blessed to have leading your team, are such good friends of mine, and I just adore. And I literally couldn't fit through a doorway. Like, I couldn't do it. I would have to turn sideways and then squeeze myself through because that's how large I was. And, you know, lots of things have happened, and there's lots of, you know, we could all make excuses for why we end up how we end up. And I did that for a really long time. Summer Tucker is my coach, and I met Summer through Facebook. Like, I never knew Summer. I never, you know, a lot of people on the team that are her PS coaches knew her from places. I just found her on Facebook, and I actually was working with a different coach at the time. And I just didn't feel connected to that coach. She was really nice. And actually, I saw her at Summit last year, and she gave me this huge hug and was so excited I was doing so well. Because it wasn't a personal issue, it just wasn't the connection for me. And I had lost a bunch of weight, but I had not gotten better mentally. So that's like really big, you guys. I had not even, and I'm still not better mentally. I'm going to be really upfront, really honest. I am a work in progress every second of every day. But I am way better than I was a year and a half ago. Because a year and a half ago, I didn't care anymore. I didn't care if I woke up. Isn't that awful? I didn't care. It was like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And I had kids and I was a mom, but I was so miserable and I couldn't look in the mirror and have any pride in anything. And I'm pretty successful in my career outside of coaching, and I couldn't even acknowledge that I was good at that. And so what drew me to Summer was personal development, because she was always posting about personal development and like sharing stuff. I didn't know it as personal development, but she just shared stuff that really like kind of sparked my heart, is probably the best way to say that. And so when I signed up with her, I was like, I'm just doing this for the discount. I'm not coaching. I'm fat. Who coaches when they're fat? You can quote me on that, because that's what I said to Summer Tucker. Nobody coaches when they're fat, Summer. And here I am coaching when I'm fat. And that's the truth. I've lost like 90 pounds in the year and a half I've been working with Summer. And I will say the last like month has been awful, you know, and that happens to all of us. And I think some of you probably see me on Facebook. And I'm pretty honest about it. Like, I'll put up videos. I did a live thing the other day. If anyone saw it, I literally was crying on Facebook Live. So that's awesome. But what I have found is that I can use social media to help people feel safe. And I think that that's really what we're doing. So when people ask me what I do, I'm certainly not ashamed to say that I'm a Beachbody coach. I probably look at it in a little bit of a different way. And actually, I think Blaine and I have talked about this a lot. Kimberly, certainly, we've talked about this, that I don't love to work out. Like, this isn't like, oh my God, this is awesome, let me do it. Yes. Working out is my job, so I do it. I get good benefits from it, so I do it, but I don't love it. I want to eat pizza all the time, so I'm aggravated when I can't, but it's my job. So that helps me be like a little bit better. But the last month, I've ate pizza all the time. I've just not been on point because I lost seeing value in what I had to offer. And when we do what we do, bacteria is yucky. I know, I have a bunch of it under my arm. I have like a horrible infection. I was in the hospital on Monday. Yeah, see, that's right, girl. But I've lost my train of thought, Blaine. Thank you so much. Oh, I remember. So I think that our job is not about fitness. It's not about a scale or a number. Our job is legitimately to help people heal their hearts. That's what our job is. Because if you like really take a second and think about why you ever even had a coach, you got into this because you weren't happy with where you are or were. Hopefully you're happy with where you are because you're awesome. But you weren't happy in the beginning and something was not right. So you have to heal from that, because the truth is we don't get a bad body image because everything's been perfect. And that doesn't mean, I said this the other day, trauma does not mean that you've gone through what I've gone through. Trauma can mean something as silly as someone says something to you and that sentence never leaves your head. And you hear it over and over and over again. And it shapes who you think you are. And that's really important. So in case I forgot to say it, I'm also a therapist. Sorry. I feel like I have to apologize for being a therapist sometimes. But I think, so what we do heals hearts. And we're going to talk about social media tonight because I think it is so important that your social media is real, raw, and honest. And uplifting. I mean, you can have a crappy day and still be uplifting. And I think that that's a skill. Some people are better at it than others. It's one I work on because I have crappy days. So I have to find ways to be inspired and use them to inspire others. Because it is your storefront. So really, like, think about it. If you were running any other business, and Summer says this all the time, so I'm going to steal it from her. If you were running any other business and rented retail space, you'd be paying thousands of dollars a year in rent and utilities. And I bet you would make sure your place looks on point. But we come on social media and it's free, so we don't give it that much respect. And I think that that's a huge mistake. I don't know. Is everyone friends with me? Or you don't even have to be because I'm public on Facebook. Frightening. But if you haven't, if you aren't, or you haven't checked out my page, I'm like I said, I'm pretty, my goal is 2 to 3 posts a day. They are certainly not all fitness related. Like I love live Facebook. It's like it's my jam. It's my jam. I really love talking to people. I think it's really fun. So I love being live because I guess I just get to be me. So Blaine is my jam too. But I use that a lot now. Probably every couple days I go on, and I don't like talk, sometimes like I gave a tour of my new house the other day. My kids really love Facebook Live, so they are always on it with me because God forbid I'm talking and they're not saying hello. But that is awesome because that makes people like see me as a mom, not just this beach body coach who's working out and whatever. But I'm also really there. I don't cook. I'm learning. Maybe. I'm trying. That's the honest answer. I'm trying. Blaine sends me like recipes and she's like, this only has 5 ingredients. You'll be fine. But I now make that part of my Facebook because I stink at it, but I know it's important. And I know there's a lot of other people out there who stink at it and probably find me kind of amusing about it. So like, I'll post in the morning, like, guess what's for dinner tonight? Got to tune in later and I'll show you live. Like, just something to grab them. The other day I put something up about, what my vision was. I also challenge people for weekly goals, which that might sound odd, but like if you watch my Facebook Live for Sunday, I talked about the fact that, let me also clarify, I'm not just a therapist, but I'm an addictions therapist. So we're all about confrontation. So my post was, are you complaining about it and doing nothing, or are you actually working towards your goal? Because I was complaining about it and doing nothing. And I said that. Like, I've been doing a whole lot of complaining and a whole lot of nothing. But I'm done. I'm tired of that. So it's time to stop complaining and start taking some action. So I challenged people to touch base with me through the week of, what are you doing to get you towards your goal? And I said, I don't care if it's fitness. It could be a career goal. It could be a goal as a mom or a dad or whatever. And I've had people all week, like, messaging me, like, here's what I did today to get me towards my goal, that are not part of Beachbody. Right now, we're not showing any interest, but I have a new relationship to build and form, because my Facebook is public. So I get a lot of people that I don't know who will send me messages and say, hey, I saw this and it was really cool. Like, I was really interested in it. What are you talking about? Whatever. And, you know, I will be the first to admit, and we've talked about this before, I don't get a huge amount of people that join challenge groups because of challenge group posts. So I think that some people have awesome luck with that. I'll be honest, I don't really post about join a challenge group in that, like, all the time. It's every now and then you'll see something, but I reference my groups all the time. So it's present, it's clear that it's happening. So then when I invite, it's not like this foreign thing, like, what do you mean you have a group? But that's just for me, because everyone's different. Some, Kimberly, I know Kimberly has really fun ones when she's pointing up. We always make sure we take a picture when we're pointing up so that she can use it for something. But, some people have awesome luck with that. You have to figure out for your niche, what do they respond to? My niche is really, really people who are too embarrassed to ask for help. That's very often who I work with. So they're doing it privately. They don't want to do it on public, on a comment. So even when I put, like, hey, like or comment this and I'll reach out to you and let's chat about it, they're not liking or commenting, but they'll usually reach out to me. So you have to understand what your niche market is, or what you want it to be, and then how do you speak to them? Does everyone know what I mean by that? It's really quiet, so it's weird. Yes, we're good? Okay. I see thumbs up. You see? So my thing, so know what your niche market is. We want to make sure that we are speaking to them. So my posts are pretty, like, just kind of like silly, because that's who I am. But also, I think, I don't know how to screen share or how to bring up my page. Somebody do that. Can somebody do that? Megan, can you do that? Or Kimberly, can you do that? Screen share. This is how much I don't do these technological things, you guys. You can be really technologically dumb and be a good coach.
See my screen?
What?
Do you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We love Sawyer. He totally wins. So there is my page. So wait, can we go up to my cover real quick? So it's really, I think, so this is me at the highest weight I allowed pictures. And this is actually me a year ago, so I'm down quite a bit of weight from then, but we really liked that picture, so we went with it. And notice I am wearing a Team Ignite tank top. You can't see it because Kimberly just covered me. But I'm wearing one of your team shirts in my cover photo. I paid to have this done for me because, again, not technologically advanced, but it's really important to make my storefront tell a story. And that quote meant a lot to me. Where I am, it's truly where I am today. My patterns were broken, and I had to make some changes. So your cover photo and your profile picture are really important. In my profile picture, I love my profile. Oh, there it is. See, Team Ignite. But in my profile picture, I'm holding a piece of paper. So I get, this is just my personal page. Leslie, there's my profile picture. So I'm holding a paper, and you can't read it all, but it says top 5 reasons for. I can't tell you how many people still message me to want to know what I'm holding. And that is my top 5 reasons for why I fight. That's what's on there. That's that paper. Why am I pushing to gain control of my health and fitness, and what am I fighting for? So some of us did a text group, and it was pretty intensive. And I wrote that right before we started, and I still have a copy of it in my wallet. I have a copy of it in the visor of my car. I have a copy of it under my calendar on my desk at work, because I want to be able to remind myself. So just like a little tip, like it sounds silly, but it has drawn a huge amount of attention, and it really brings me to talking with them about what their fitness goals are. So kind of cool. Here's my post from this morning. This is me pretending that I love resistance bands. I'm doing 21 Day Fix Extreme. That's the program that I'm doing right now. And I like for people to know that it's not always fun, but that we like it and we do it every day. So, and just throwing that nice little lesson out about staying positive. And you'll see that as a pretty big kind of focus on my page. And somehow everything I pin on Pinterest goes on my page, which I would love to figure out how not to do, but so ignore that's right, Blaine, I can't see you, but those are chorizo. Blaine and I were just talking about how much I love chorizo. So here's me, again, I said to you guys, I don't like to cook. Yesterday morning, I wake up at 4:45 every day. That's when I get up. I got up, I worked out, I took my dog for a walk, and then I came home and I had to you would think crock pot meals mean like it's easy, but I had to cook the meat first and cut up all the veggies and all that junk that I don't like to do. But at 6:15 in the morning, I was listening to Danny Johnson in my kitchen, and prepping food. So I just want people to kind of see. So this is, and people are commenting because I'm doing like a Whole30 type of thing. So I have some friends that are rocking it out with me. Look at Leslie commented. And then, well, there's some posts from some other people about my child at a movie. I know some people who take things down, but I think it's fun to see other people's stuff on there and to show that full interaction. So I like that. Thanks, Leslie. Okay, so this was kind of a push for personal development. No respect for others without humility in oneself. We had just had this, I think Kimberly posted it. Summer had kind of had a very excited live Facebook in our Diamond and Above group. And then, and this kind of reminded me of that to stop getting in my own darn way. So just, you'll see all different parts of my world showing up on here. And I think that's what's really important. So, I have done some training with some pretty awesome people. Oh, that's my daughter. There she is. We were doing Facebook Live, and of course she sang hello. Oh, this is funny. Apparently, I'm the teacher's pet, according to my friend's thing. But, I think that when you talk about Facebook, you have to know who you are, right? So that's super important. You have to know who you are, what you want to represent, right? But that all comes back to who's your niche. Because I can promise you, when I'm typing up a post, I am directly speaking to a person in my mind. I'm not like just randomly throwing stuff out there. And I want to kind of dispel this thing. There's this really fun excuse that we all like to use, that we don't have enough time to put thought into our posts, and it takes so much time. And I used to give myself that really good excuse. And I think that stay-at-home moms work insanely hard, and I have huge amounts of respect for them, because Lord knows I could not do it. I work out of the home, and I work 50 plus hours a week on a good week. Like a quiet week, I'm in the office for 50 hours. And then I'm at home doing work in the evenings, and I still have the ability to do this pretty successfully, I guess. It's all right. But some people plan their posts. I'm a very, if you can't tell, kind of fly by the seat of your pants girl. Whatever inspires me at that moment, that's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to share about, because I want people to know my heart. If I plan stuff out, for me, I sound robotic. And so that doesn't speak to the people that I'm trying to reach for. I did this really awesome social media kind of evaluation of myself, and it was really intensive and really long. It was actually pretty emotional. And you had to kind of identify and build in your mind who you wanted to be speaking to. Who was that person, right? And so that has stuck with me. So when I'm writing a post, I'm thinking about that person and how can I inspire them to feel proud of themselves today? Or how can I inspire them to just giggle and smile today? Because one of the reasons that we love each other so much on our team is that we can cry and then 10 seconds later be hysterically laughing with one another. And that is the reason I started to actively coach was because of Summit. So how many of you guys are coming to Summit? I know Kelly is, because she's driving with me. So I'll be there. But Summit was game changing for me, because I went to Summit feeling alone in this process. And then I met our team. And there's such a difference between meeting our team this way and meeting our team there. And I can tell you, I came home, and I guarantee you, if you go back and look at my social media from before Summit last year to now, to right after, it was like it exploded. I was on there about everything you could think of. And I was stoked to help people's lives get better. And so I really, if you're not making it to Summit, I get it. Like we all can't do it every year. But get to team events, whatever that is, make sure you're there. Danny Johnson, I drank the Kool-Aid. Love me some Danny Johnson. So, those events, I'm not going to Cleveland, but Blaine's I know, so sad. But I have gone to, I think, 3 First Steps Now and Dynasty. And it's really, the event is life-changing in and of itself, but the camaraderie of being with our team is really amazing. And so, I have shared on team calls, and I'm very, very, very blessed that Summer has allowed me to be on the Team Courage calls and to get to share in there. And I've shared on there, I have a huge list of people to invite to coaching because of all the people sitting on this call and all the people that sit on the Team Courage call. It's not about me, because I'm only one piece of the puzzle as a coach. And I think that's super important. So when you're when you're posting on social media, be thinking about who do you want to attract to be on your team, right? Because if your challengers are your team, that's what it is. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Hi, honey. Your challengers are going to be your coaches. That's how it works. And so I just, think about that. When you think about who do you want to speak to, are you speaking to the people that you want on your team? What do you want your team to look like? What do you want the feel of your team? Does anyone, as some of you guys know, Caitlin Redmond. Caitlin said to me once when we were in Utah and we were chatting, and she said, I always knew my vision for my team, because her team's called the Bliss Babes, in case people don't know the Babes. And they are this like insanely like this team. They're like the most, I don't even know the word. They just love each other. Like I've never, and they're so involved and invested in one another. And it's this real absolute family. Like you got hurt, I'm dropping everything and I'll be there type of land. And you can see that. And she said to me, my vision from the day I started to feel capable of building a team was that I wanted to feel it to be a family. I wanted that small family feel. And so I built my team with that in my heart and my head. And so as I got challengers, the people who I invited to coaching were the people who I felt like could be that family. And so, I say that to say everyone does it differently. I've talked about this before. My team grows slower than some other people's teams because of the niche that I have and having to really work hard to establish trust because many of the people I work with have been injured really significantly. And that's okay. That there's nothing wrong with that. I had to put my Ruby down for a little bit and say it was okay for things to go a little bit slower, and that it wasn't a race. I'm going to build the team I'm meant to build by continuing every day to be genuine and honest and to share on social media and use that as my platform. Because at the end of the day, if I help one person save their life, then God knows every bit of this has been worth it. Because I can promise you that Team Courage and Summer saved mine, and continue to. There's days that no joke. Kimberly Wilcox has seen me sobbing like just a complete little baby mess, talking about my past and what I've been through and how that's impacted me and where I am today. Crystal has seen me. Megan, Blaine, they have all seen me. Adrian was forced to witness me in DC. But, I think that you have an opportunity right now as you post to attract people who you really want to see saved. And if you change your view for what we're doing, this isn't about a scale. The scale has ruled my whole life for years, and I'm so tired of the stupid scale. Hate it. And I started doing 21 Day Fix Extreme because I wanted to, if you guys saw, Beachbody's going to do, in case it's a big secret, they're going to do an infomercial. And so you could sign up for this test group and possibly end up in the infomercial. And I was like, and 21 Day Fix Extreme was the first program I ever finished straight through following schedule. I love it randomly. So I was like, okay, I'm doing this. And then it came Sunday and it was time to do before and after and my measurement, or my before pictures and my measurements and my weight. And I made the decision to do the program and not join the test group because I didn't want to get on a scale, because I'm so sick of that defining my progress. I didn't get on it. So I have no idea what I weigh. It's exciting and the scariest thing I've ever done. I didn't measure. I didn't do anything because I can tell when my body's losing weight. I can tell when it's not. I can tell all those things. So I just, that's something that will be a post later. I store things up for when I feel like it's the right time. And I just my gut when I feel like it's time to share that. I'll save pictures. I have pictures from my vacation 3 weeks ago that will show up later in the summer for a post. So, just remember that you are powerful in what you do. Your story is amazing. So please put it out there because, you never know whose life is going to be saved. And we have seen true lives saved. I mean, numbers on scales change, and that's awesome because that means you're getting healthier and you're hopefully prolonging your life. But the truth is that we know people on our team who wanted to commit suicide, and because of the love and support of a team and a family, they're still here. So, this really does save lives, and I want you to remember that, because if you're like me, you've probably been through some tough stuff and you've come from some dark places. And I'm able to use those for helping people to grow. So use your page and use it wisely. Be honest and be genuine. Be fun, because no one wants to downer all the time. Hold your resistance bands and pretend you like them. But just have fun with it. I have like no time left because I talk too much. But does anyone have any quick questions? Unmute yourself. No, nothing.
And Erin is in Team Ignite, so if anyone has questions, you can always tag her in the team. She doesn't.
Heck yeah.
She doesn't
I'm
say
an honorary member of
and
Team.
now you know she's in there. You can tag her.
I am in there.
Yeah, and if you don't follow her page, I would definitely suggest it. Or just friend her, because she's really, really, really amazing. I wasn't kidding when I said that. I love you, girl. Thank you so much.
I love you. You're very welcome. Thank you guys for having me. It was super fun.
Thank you so much, Erin. We really appreciate it.
Yeah. So wait, hands up. Who's coming to Summit? Who do I get to meet in person if I haven't met you already?
And I get to have her for like 8 hours on the road.
Yeah, she's stuck with me. I might not be so amazing after that. All right, we're going to get cut off. Thank you guys so very much.